Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to do a makeup look basing around the XO Beauty makeup. I have collected a few lipsticks from the line and also some makeup brushes. Recently, Shaaanxo debuted her very own XO Beauty eyeshadow palette, and this is what it looks like, and it's called Heaps of Sweets, and it's very resemblance of her first eyeshadow palette that I love dearly, and this is the collaboration that she did with BH Cosmetics. I love this shade right here as my highlight, and I use this one as a blush. And also the shades in here are very neutral. I don't think I could get rid of this eyeshadow palette because it's just perfect for everyday. The only problem is that the packaging is a little bit bulky, but if you have everything in one go, I highly recommend. Unfortunately, this has been discontinued, so for those of you who have this eyeshadow palette, let me know your thoughts and let me know how you use this eyeshadow palette. So this video will be focusing more on this and then other products that she has on the line. So this is what the eyeshadow looks like. It came with a sleeve with the exact same pattern, and you have the information there and also the gold detailing of the name of the palette. So you have a plastic sleeve that protects the eyeshadow, a decent size mirror, and here is the eyeshadow shades. I could see that she loved pinks and purples, coppers and golds. I really want to use this shade called Sugar as well as Cupcake because there are the shades that I don't really gravitate to on a daily. You have 6 mattes, 4 shimmers. I could imagine this eyeshadow palette as a topper. So that's what Sugar looks like. First, I'm going to start with the mattes, and they are so smooth to the touch and they're very pigmented. It reminds me of her eyeshadow palette with BH Cosmetics. As you can see, they're quite pigmented to the touch, especially the shade, which is a pink one, and that is called Gumdrop. The shade that I'm excited the most is Macaroon because it looks quite light on the pan, but it's a nice transition shade with a little bit of pink hue to it. So here are the shimmers. As you could tell, Sugar is kind of hard to see against my skin tone, and it acts more of like a reflective shadow as opposed to being like the other shades. And the shimmers are very pretty. I could imagine it applied with a wet brush or with an eyeshadow primer. It would make the eyeshadow pop a little bit more. And this shade right here, which is called Cupcake, is pretty interesting because on the pan it has that silver tone to it, but actually on my hand it has more of that purple undertone, which I'm quite excited about. Currently the brand doesn't have a foundation, so we will just skip on to that. I might try and use Macaroon, which is this shade right here, as my blush, and I will mix a little bit of Gumdrop just for that pinkiness that I'm looking for. So this is just Macaroon. Actually, Macaroon looks good as a blush, and I love that the pen size is big enough for you to fit your powder brush. Since Sugar is a little bit glittery, I will have to use the highlighter that she has on her line. So I think she came up with this powders probably 2 or 3 years ago. She's got 2 shades, and I have the shade Lucent, and this is her Radiant Glow highlight powder. It looks a little bit lighter on my complexion, but it gives you the most radiant glow. It reminds me of the Hourglass ambient lighting powder, and if you have dry skin, you could totally set your face with this powder. I want a little bit of shimmer, so I'm going to go and use her collab with the BH Cosmetics and dive into the shade Island Glow, which is this one right here, just for the highlight. I'm so obsessed with that shade because it gives a golden highlight without being too much. And for transition shade, I am going to use the shade called Vanilla. It has that taupey undertone to it, so that would be a good transition shade for the eyes. I've already primed my eyes. The eyeshadow palette has a little bit of kickback. I guess they are pressed quite loosely, but it's very pigmented, and so far it blends good on the lids. And I'm a sucker for a good cool tone transition shade, and this is so far really nice. It has a muted taupey purple undertone to it. I am going to pick up and use the XO Beauty Tulip Crease brush, and I'm going to use Brownie, which is that dark brown right there. I have the other brushes from the XO Beauty line, but they're currently dirty and I can't be bothered cleaning them, so I'm just using whatever clean brush I could find. And I love that this brush fits perfectly onto my crease, and it allows me to move the product around and blending it at the same time. So I could do a packing motion and blending all at once. And I'm going to go back to Vanilla and blend the edges. For the lower lash line, I'll just quickly pick up Vanilla and a little bit of Brownie just on the outer edge. And I'll just fluff that around. And I'm going to move on to the XO Beauty Slim Crease brush, which is a tinier brush, and use Brownie once again. And really build that up on the outer V. And I'm going to infuse a little bit of Bonbon, which is that indigo shade or an added color, just on the outer V. Now for the glitter part, I'm actually not too sure which one I wanted to use. Maybe I will use Cupcake, which is this shade right here, and I will pick up my art brush to apply that shade. I want a little bit of intensity, so I'm going to pack more using my finger. And then go back with that fluffy brush. Here comes Sugar, which is that shade right there. I am going to use my finger. Since it has more of like a sparkle, I am going to pop that in the center of my lid. And disperse the shadow around like so. And then I am going to pop a little bit of Sugar on my lower lash line. And a little bit of Cupcake again. I wanted to use Hokey Pokey, which is that gold shade that we have, and I'm going to pop that in the inner corner. So I have two eyelashes from the XO Beauty line. I have, what's this? I have Girl Next Door, and I have the Heiress. I think I'm going to go with the Heiress because I want it to be a little bit dramatic. I will be right back to do the rest of my face. Lashes is on, so I resorted to the Heiress, and I love how it looks like it's not over the top. At the same time, it looks like my natural lashes, which is really good. The one lashes that I have used from XO Beauty is called Gold Digger. I love that lashes as well because the band is very thin. It feels comfortable on the eyes, as well as it doesn't look too much. As you can see, it just blends right into my eyes. Personally, I'm not a lash wearer, but XO Beauty lashes is very easy to put on. For the lips, I have a few options. I have the shade Limerence which is this gorgeous red orange shade, which I happen to use in my previous video. So I also have this liquid lip, and this one is in the shade Summit, and this is more of that pinky nude shade, which is that one right there. I love the longevity of this, but I could not stand how drying it feels on the lips. I also have the lip liner in the shade Marie, which is my nickname. So I really love this lip liner, and it's that pinky nude lip liner. Recently I purchased two shades, which are the brand new shades from the lipstick collection. So these are Sudari and Mudita. Unfortunately, Sudari has got some fault to it. It has like a staining thing around the bullet. So I emailed the customer service and I emailed the photos. So I'm just waiting for them to get back. I think I am going to use the shade Mudita. I also have another shade called Deja Vu, which again I used in one of my Instagram photos. But this is the shade Mudita. It's more of the rosy pink. And I think I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with the XO Beauty liquid lipstick. I'm going to line my lips with Marie. And the shade Mudita has got a cream finish, which I love because it doesn't feel drying on the lips. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with Summit because I don't want my lips to be too pink. Here is my final makeup look using XO Beauty products. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Overall, I do really recommend XO Beauty. From the packaging, it's very Shaaanxo, it's very girly, it's very dainty. And also her eyeshadow palette is hands down great. The mattes are so pigmented, and then the shimmers are very pigmented as well. I love the fact that macaroon, you could use this as a blush and it looks a lot different on the cheeks as opposed to it on the eyes. And yeah, her lashes are amazing, you guys. You could always find something for you. Now she's got mink lashes, she's got natural lashes range, and she also got the dramatic range, which is perfect, and I cannot wait for her to expand her line. So far the products that I've tried are amazing. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates if you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.